Hey there, Sunshine. It's Michelle here, and I'm actually doing a second live stream today because I had an invitation offered to me that I wanted to pass on to you. So I had a meeting today with one of my ecclesiastical leaders. We were discussing quite a bit of things, and he offered an invitation to me, and it's one that I actually wanted to pass on. Hello, whoever it is that is watching live. I wanted to pass on this invitation, and I was thinking about it. I was like, is it even possible it came from my ecclesiastical leader? And then I was like, yes, it is totally possible. It was totally possible. I just get to reword it a little bit. So what he asked me to invite to do, hi, Drew from Arizona. He invited me to seek opportunity and to seek spiritual experiences daily. And so how to word that for you guys would be, so whether or not you believe in God or not, I would hope that every single one of you has some kind of higher power. I believe that we all have personal power and a higher power, and that we co-create our lives. And when there is definitely a lot of power and blessings that come in recognizing that there is power outside of ourselves as well as power within ourselves. And when we combine, it creates miracles and incredible opportunities. So my invitation to you is to invite you to spend time every day looking for the evidence that your higher power, whether it's God, the universe, source energy, your higher self, whatever you choose to believe in, that your higher self is supporting you. Look for that evidence. Look for the things. A silly example that is not spiritual, but when I look at it the way that I do, it's just another one of those testifying moments to me that there's something outside of me that just creates things. It just knows everything and it just lines everything up. I went on a date, I think 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Well, I went on this date, and he really wanted to sit at the back seat of the auditorium. And I don't care. I'm not that interested in movies. I'll go to them if somebody invites me. I enjoy a few movies, but I'm just not really interested in it. So I don't care where I sit. Although I did see the Titanic sitting on the very front row, that is not a good experience. Never see the Titanic sitting on the very front row where you're looking up like that and the water is there, and not good at all. I still think motion sickness when I see that. So here's what happened. We ended up in line, and there was this guy who was literally paying with pennies to get into the movie. And so the attendant had to count every single penny. And there was only one attendant because they had the kiosk opportunity where you could go electronically buy your tickets. And so they didn't really think that they needed a second attendant. So there was a kiosk. So we were standing in line, and he wanted to talk to the person. We eventually were like, this is frustrating. Let's go just see if we can figure it out with the kiosk. So we went over to the kiosk, and he was trying to figure it out. And he's like, I don't get it. I'm confused. The signs aren't matching what's here. It was just kind of crazy. So we went and got back in line, which actually put us a couple people farther back. And the guy was still counting his pennies up there. But during that time, they brought in another attendant. And so she took the next person and then took us. And while we were there, he was asking the questions that he wanted, and he really wanted the back seat. And all that was available is, as there was like one and one in a couple of spots, one seat and one seat, which wasn't going to work. We're on a date. And the other was like very front row, which was not going to happen for him. So he was just kind of asking questions. And while we were there, some guy came and said that his wife wasn't feeling well, so he was actually turning in his tickets and he needed to leave. So he turned in his, so we like step aside for a moment for him to process those tickets so that we could then buy those back row seats. Now, the reason why to me it is just evidence that a higher power is in charge is because if we had not had such a slow line, we would have just had to accept whatever tickets were there or choose not to watch that movie. And then when that guy came in to turn his tickets in, somebody else behind us would have taken those tickets and we would have not gotten the place that he wanted to sit. But because there is something in charge outside of us, it created this circumstance where we waited in a line. I personally was okay with it. I don't have a problem waiting in lines because I just believe that it's all perfect. I believe that if the line is going to go faster, it will go faster. And I often have that experience. I'm just like, this line is moving so fast. And like, it will either go really fast or they'll open up another lane. And so either I'll go over or half the line goes over. So it does move faster. So I just had this experience that I know that the lines are going to move as fast as they need to move, that if I'm in a big hurry, they'll move fast for me. If I don't really care, I'm like, the movie didn't start until 9:30 and we were there like at 8:45. We had plenty of time. So I wasn't even worried about it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care where we sit because it doesn't matter to me, but I get that it matters to you. So the timing of that line, in my opinion, was it was divinely guided. Whether you want to consider it the universe or God or whoever it is out there, I believe that everything was lined up perfectly so that we could be at the exact right time for the exact moment when those people were turning in their tickets. That's a seemingly silly thing that happens. Like, most people don't even look at that as being like divine timing or even that anything outside. They just think of it as coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. I think everything is lined up divinely. And that can count as a spiritual experience when you recognize that that is what it is. Now, if you want to also focus on spiritual experiences by having them within yourself, that's fine too. You can do things to actively engage a spiritual experience. One thing that he said today that hit me quite profoundly, it's not nothing that I hadn't heard before, but it hit me quite profoundly, was he talked about gratitude. He's like, I can go, I can say my prayers and I can just list off, I'm grateful for this and grateful for this, grateful for this. And you just be listing off the things he's grateful for. Or I can pause and not only express my gratitude, but feel it, recognize that I felt gratitude for that. I think that's another thing, along with looking for daily experiences of feeling the spirit, is being actively engaged and tuning into how things feel, actively engaged in feeling gratitude, actively engaged in recognizing the synchronistic experiences in your life, and that there is something that creates that. I think it's fantastic and fabulous, and I just really wanted to share that with you guys today. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. Drew, thank you so much for watching live. That's really fun. Hopefully because it's the weekend, you actually got to watch the whole thing and not just have to download it. Still says there's somebody watching, so I'm trusting that you're watching, but who knows? Maybe you're lagging. I don't know. I'm just on my end of the computer. Anyway, I want you to have a fabulous, fabulous day. I'm going to be putting extra effort into being aware of, yes, I'm home today. Yeah, I'm glad you're home. I hope you're enjoying your day off. So anyway, I'm going to leave now. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Remember to be aware. Be present in the moment and notice when you're feeling gratitude, and when you are listing off gratitude, like if you're writing a gratitude journal or sharing gratitude with people, feel it. Don't just say it, and recognize the higher powers that help co-create your life, that they help line everything up so that it all just matches and goes perfectly, and that even when things feel like they're kind of like having to wait in a line that maybe you don't want to wait in, that trusts that things all happen for a reason and it's all perfect. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow, and yep, let your soul shine. Bye.